Okay, let's proceed. The edit button. Of course, we need maybe to do a few decoration. You can introduce the bootstrap class for a button. So maybe you can have like a btn so that the button can be a bit nice. btn primary or maybe btn success at least so that your button can look nice. So something like this. Now our goal here is the moment we click edit, we need to be directed to a page where we can now do the real editing. Then after that we submit, and then now the data, of course, now reflects on the database. So we have not yet indicated where we should be taken to. So we can just have href equals something. Remember, we are using the a tag as usual. So a plus equals this, href equals where we expect it to be taken. So we can have a page here called maybe dash edit.php. So dash edit.php is the page that we expected to be taken the moment somebody clicks editing. But for now, we haven't created the page. So if you just open, if you open that page, if you open edit, you'll be taken to, you're expected to be taken to a page called dash edit. So let us create that page, new dash edit dot php. So this is the page that now we are expected to be taken the moment you click your edit button. When you click edit, then you're taken to this page. Now at this point now, we of course need to append, the ID alongside the page. When we are loading this page, we need to append the ID of this specific record that we want to do the editing. So just come here and have a question mark, then say ID equals user at position 0. Remember, that is our very unique variable that is carrying the ID of this record. So there you go. So when I click edit, then we're expecting that record to be appended here. So let me go there. So this is user at position 0. Let me see. Yeah, something like this. So user at position 0, of course, now this is a PHP record. So you can decide to introduce PHP here and close it at this point so that at least now this can work. So we just need like to have all that at this particular point. Yeah, something like that. So dash edit.php equals dash edit.php question mark ID equals. Then now the PHP that is carrying your ID. So at least this now should work. That is what we are expecting. That is what we are expecting. So when you click any other, of course, maybe something like record number 4 edit, then that is how it comes. So now that means we're able to query information based on this ID. So we can now proceed to our dash edit.php file. Then now we start our PHP, and then down here we close. So at this particular moment, we can now receive just the way we did in the deleting. We're gonna receive that ID by just using the associative array, dollar sign underscore get, straight brackets, single quotes, then you receive the ID. So when you do that, then it means now you can proceed with this particular ID. So just to test whether really we have the ID with us, I can just decide to echo. You can decide to echo this at this point, echo ID, just to test whether really we have the ID with us to the next page. So When I click edit, of course, this is what we have received and we have echoed here, we printed there. So that means now, yes, we are in the right track. Now, at this point, we need now to go to the database and fetch all the data from the DB and display. So the first thing is to connect now our this particular file. We connect it now to the database, and then we now write a query to select the data. So we need this file. We need this. Of a better solution would be just writing one single file here with this connection. Then now, anytime we need to connect to the database, we only access that file. We include that file in any other PHP file. That will be a bit ideal so that we don't keep on repeating uh, the variable user, the variable password, the variable database, and the connection. So we can just decide, instead of repeating the exercise, we just create a file here. We call it maybe connection.php, so that at least we don't keep on repeating that specific item. So meaning when you want the connection here, you just need to say include, then now we include that file. We include this file called connection.php. Yes, this is double N. So I think they are in the same location, so we don't expect any issue. So connection.php has been included in the dashboard. Of course, now this is what we needed. If you don't have that file, then definitely you're not expecting to get any results. But because of that connection file, then of course it is still working quite well, something like that. So again, we need the same connection here. So when anytime you want to get connected, you just say include, you include this file. So this is the file that is holding our connection. So in the dashboard here, the next thing in the dash edit, the next thing that we need now here is to write a query that now takes us to the DB and selects the data. And of course, this time around with the filter, we of course we are selecting everything from the same database or from the same table, but we have to include a where clause here. So we need to just exactly do what we did. We select the data from the database, from the table, user data, or the name of your table. But you need to add some where clause here, where, of course, ID equals, or the column that has the unique value equals what you got from the previous table, something like that. So we want to select from user data. Of course, user data is my table, so I don't know the name of your table. If I go to localhost, then I go to PHP my admin to this table. This database called Jix for Jix. That's my database name. Then the table is user data. So I want to select based on this unique ID here. Yeah, so that is why I've said where ID, this one, where ID, this ID matches what I'm getting from here. So of course, if somebody selected 3, then it will be like where ID equals 3. If somebody selected row 4, it will be where ID equals 4 or something like that. So that means we have yes selected from the same table, but we are not picking everything. We have included a filter where ID equals specific row. So this result now returns for us data. It returns for us data based on the selection. So it is like now you have selected this row, the whole of it, this row 3, username yake, problem, score, and articles for that specific record. Okay, so now from this, we can now proceed Of course, when we want specific information or specific record, then we know how we are going to access that specific record. Of course, using maybe MySQLi fetch, fetch array. So we just pass this result here. So this gives us now the specific record that we want to access. So we can have a variable here. Of course, now we are selecting the whole data, the whole record. So we can have a variable here. Maybe we can have this variable called, we give it a name like array, array data. So variable array data equals what we have selected. So when you print position 0, of course, we're expecting to get the first record. So echo array data at position 0. That now gives us the first item. So far, let us test what we've done. Let us see what we have achieved. So we just say edit, then of course we are in the right track. If we say position 2, let us see what we are getting from the same row, but position 2 yake ndio this one 100, this record. Position 3, this is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that means we are able to print the whole row at a go. But now we don't want to print the whole row just here. We want to put that data that we've just selected, we want to put it in a form. We'd like to put that in a form. So far, when you just print that, and that, then you say 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, then you'll see what exactly what record you have gotten. Yeah, you've gotten the whole data. So we need now, way forward, we need now to pull the form that we are going to put the data once again. So we can, at this point, we can decide to, of course, close PHP and first introduce ourselves now to HTML form. Then now within the form, we create fields where we are going to put the data. So see you in the next record.